Today I'm talking to Eric Gysen from Liege Airport in Belgium. Eric is, amongst other many duties, is in charge of the Horse Inn, as it's known, in Liege Airport. So Eric, can you tell me how you've got 3,000 horses a year on average, I believe. So how did you build up to this highly successful and specialized business?
You are totally right by saying that it's a very specialized business, and it took us several years to come up to this stage. The Horse Inn, like you mentioned, has a kind of history which is 10 years, 12 years now. Because I recall our very first flight, it was a flight with 56 horses. That was in 2006, and we needed to learn everything from A to Z. So we gathered at that moment all our services. It was from police, immigration, to vets, to customs, to, of course, the ground handling agent, all our supervisors, our operation services. So it was a big round table discussion. And we went through the whole scenario. It was a real scenario which was written out by the airline at that time. And so it took us 3 days to fulfill all the preparation. It's a business which needs a lot of dedication, a lot of efforts, time, a lot of investments as well, because you need the space to transfer 50 to 60 horses in only a few hours, whether it is from landside to airside or from airside to landside, of course. At that time, we just had our flying farm. It's a border inspection post, which was capable of hosting 13 horses. And since these 12 years now, we have a horse inn capable of hosting 58 horses at a time. Even segregated areas so that the horses don't interfere, if I may say so. So different origins, different destinations can be split without any problem. So there are 6 sections of several boxes which we can close separately.
So what kind of special facilities do you have to have, like, veterinary and sanitary arrangements and grooms, and how many staff does this take?
So it needs a lot of involvement of all our services, and not to forget to mention the veterinary services and customs, of course, who need to be available age 24, 7 days a week. So we even have big shipments of 50, 60 horses. You cannot let them wait if it's arriving on a Sunday night, for example. So we deal with it at that moment without any problem, without any disruption whatsoever. So you need not only the space, the capacity, but also these authorities, which are available then 24 hours. Our services required to tackle these challenges is, of course, a very close relationship and cooperation with the customer, with our security and safety services, because they need to be present since the horses transfer from landside to airside or vice versa, because the horses and the grooms are going at a certain time airside, but the grooms need to come back and take other horses or close the pallet boxes. So the configuration of your facility is really paramount.
Right. Now, can you remember any particular shipment which was unusual that you are very proud of that you've handled over the years?
Since 2006, we had a lot of tournaments, so a lot of experience building up. We were chosen, if I may say so, by the customer to handle 550 horses for the WEG, so the World Equestrian Games in Kentucky in 2010. And since the facility, which was only for 13 horses to accommodate 13 horses at a time, we needed to install a complete tent with movable stalls. If I recall it well, it was 60 stalls. And we needed to move 550 horses through that facility in 9 days. So they left on something like 9 to 10 aircrafts in these 9 days. and afterwards, 2-3 weeks later, they came gradually back. So in fact, you have 1,100 horses in a lapse of 3 weeks, which you have to accommodate through that facility. So, and we are very proud of that, because that facility was called like a manege on nearly on airside. So the connection was really straight to the aircraft, and so we managed it in regulations with the security and the safety. You can imagine that for 1,100 horses, nothing may happen. So, and we did it.
It's an amazing feat, because I know I was involved in one of the Olympic shipments in Athens, and you've got no time to mess about, do you?
That's right. Anything can happen. Anything what you think about can happen, and that's why the preparation. So the notification by the customers, how they and the scenario will be put up, how they see it, how many or how few media may be on the spot at that particular moment. So you have to direct a lot of things to manage to get 50 horses in 2 hours in these horse stalls. And you're looking to live animals, of course.
Are you the biggest in Europe for this traffic?
I think we may say so, but you have two different kinds of traffic, if I may call it like that. So you have full freighter, so full horses freighters, which is linked to tournaments all over the world. It can be Mexico, Los Angeles, Hong Kong, Middle East, any destination. But you also have commercial flights, let's say the scheduled operations, to destinations or origins where horses traffic is going or coming from. So, like for example, JFK or Doha, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, etc. So these commercial horses, if I may call them like that, is a bunch of 5, 6, 10 horses, and they are loaded on these aircrafts together with the general cargo. So you need that facility too. And for this type of horses or transfers of horses, the Liege Airport depends, of course, of the destinations and origins his customers, the airline customers, are operating to and from. So for the tournaments, we can say that we are the biggest. For any other destination or origin, we may say that we play together with all our competitors, concurrent leagues, in fact.
Your customers, are they mostly private individuals or professional stables? What's the mix?
There is a mix. The biggest customers are, of course, the ones organized and chartering these full freighters. These are called brokers, freight forwarders, and they are really specialized from A to Z in this segment, in this niche activity. They need not only a very good structure, but also very specialized staff with whom we coordinate and we work in very close cooperation. So these are the real specialists. We are only specialized in airport-related transfers of horses in or out.
Eric, what do you think is the future of this business? Is it expanding? Is there more horse traffic in the world, or is it fairly static?
We can say that it's growing, and since we have the facility, the Horse Inn facility, capable of hosting approximately 60 horses at a time, we can say that for Liège Airport, it has grown dramatically. So this facility exists since 2015, and since then, because you mentioned 3,000 horses in the beginning, we have already more than 4,000 horses a year. So this is more than 10 a day. And that's thanks to the confidence that we've grown together with the brokers, together with the airlines as well, who are very much interested in this kind of business. And that's also thanks to the surrounding assets of the airport. So we do not have to tackle slots. We don't have a curfew. We don't have ATC delays, which is very, very important in such commodity, if I may call it like that. So these horses, uh, if the aircraft has to wait for some horses which cannot be loaded in time or on time to get to the aircraft, then you have to hold up your operation or your flight, and so then you have to apply for new slots, etc. elsewhere. But in Liège, you can arrive and leave whenever you want, if I may call it like that. So the further scheduling for these freighter operators is very easy as well.
Great to talk to you about this. I'm sure everyone's going to find this very interesting. Thank you very much for your time. I look forward to talking to you again in the future about some of the other
Thank you.
things that you do at Liège. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and bye bye to all.